Good morning. It is what time? 6:55. Oh my gosh. AM on Monday, July 16th, 2018. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Technically, I guess I didn't just get up. I've been puttering around doing various miscellaneous activities for a little while. But here I am now to talk to all of you. Uh, Yesterday, I accomplished a little bit of around the house type stuff. I got my Aero Garden restarted finally. I'd been putting that off for a while just because it's kind of a hassle to do the whole thing where you get it all cleaned out and ready for the new one. But, you know, you can see the light behind me instead of a little dark alcove. It's a light alcove because there's light in it from the Aero Garden. The new seed kit is the tomatoes and jalapeno peppers one, which I've done before and enjoyed, and made jalapeno poppers, and they were good. So, I can also make like salsa or something, I suppose. Cherry tomatoes and jalapeno peppers. So I did that. I did a bunch of laundry. I did dishes. I took out accumulated recyclables. But yeah, so, just miscellaneous sort of home maintenance things, the version of home maintenance that you have to do when you rent as opposed to like actual maintenance. Um, but yeah, so I did that, and then I also was watching a bunch of Waffles Inc., which was a special crossover for Dice Camera Action is one of the live play Dungeons and Dragons shows that I watch regularly. And although I am not like up to date on it, I am familiar with the Acquisitions Inc. C Team, which is another of the same. And they this weekend had a big crossover where they had guested on each other's things and had a team up and blah 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 blah. It's if you're not like interested in actually watching, the details are probably meaningless, but I enjoyed it, and I still have more to watch. I only ended up getting through because I wasn't watching it live, so I watched the Saturday shows yesterday, and so now still have the Sunday show to watch. But I was kind of listening to that, watching that on the iPad while I played. I finished playing the re-released The Last of Us, the PS4 version. I played the PS3 version back when it was new, and because they announced part 2, I was kind of interested in revisiting the first one, especially since I had not played the remastered version on PS4, and it remains a very good game. Although I think part of the reason it took me a while to get through it just because it's stressful. I mean, I wasn't playing it on a hard difficulty or anything; it was just normal. But there's a few points in that game where it's just kind of like it's intense, and a couple places where I feel like it's just hard. My patience for just difficulty in games is less than it maybe used to be. Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure if I was ever really a fan. I mean, it's one thing to it's one thing to I don't know. I guess it's just I definitely think that there's no shame in playing a game on easy mode if you're primarily there for the story or whatever. And so uh, I don't know. I could have changed it to easy, but it's fine. But in any case, though, I think one of the things that game did really well, even though obviously not everybody was a fan of this, was just that the ending, you know, in video games generally, there's a tendency more recently, and I suppose always, to just kind of say, give the player lots of choices. Let them tell their own story with the various choices they make. And I do like those kinds of games a lot. But it's also true that it can limit the game developer's ability to tell a coherent, cohesive story when they have to take all of these different variables into account. But one of the things that I really admired about The Last of Us is that it really kind of was saying, no, this is the ending. This is Joel's story. It is not you in Joel's place. It is what does Joel do at the end. And I think that makes it interesting. And it certainly leaves an impact. I'm not going to spoil the ending in case you don't know it and still would want to play it after all this time. But in any event, there it is. So I've got to go ahead and get ready for work now, though. So I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.